All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome once again to the Hand Sports Show. It's Saturday. It's just after 4 o'clock in the New York, New Jersey area. And welcome those of you who are tuning in. Remember the number to call us 512-543-4662. I'll repeat it again, 512-543-4662. And we'll be here just till before 6 o'clock when Rizal McGee takes over his fine show. Don't forget about Kevin Dixon's show Monday now from 6 to 8 until football season is over. Obvious reasons. And whenever Betty is ready to do her show, she'll be ready. And I'm looking forward to it whenever it happens. Don't forget, you can check us out on YouTube. Go to YouTube and type in theenhancedsportshow.com and voila, you're there. All right, we got a lot to discuss. Of course, and Betty's with us. I was going to bring everybody in. All right. Betty, are you there? Good, good. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. Mikey. Dana. Okay. Diane should be along in about maybe 10 minutes or so, traffic. Given traffic. All right. So I'm gonna start off a little different today, kind of like going a little bit in reverse because I'm going to go into an area that I usually do save for last. But Betty's here, so I thought, why not do this first? You know it. I'm talking about WNBA. Now, what a season it's been. You know, we've seen the WNBA go to new heights, thanks to Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, as well as a few others who have. Oh, and one more thing. We'd like to dedicate this show to Betty's sister Janet, who passed away about a year ago, right, Betty? You said 2 years ago. Okay, so we just want to be able to dedicate the show to the memory of Janet Kemp. All right. Oops, I think I got the name wrong. I went by her. I went by her married name. Oops, sorry. All right. So, I mean, we've seen the WNBA explode this year thanks to the arrival of Kayla and a few others. And I mean, I think we all kind of knew that she was going to be able to get to the level it's been. I mean, some people were thinking, well, she's overhyped and everything and whatnot, but I think she's done a great job for the league this year and has made the WNBA what it's been. Um, she's probably gonna get Rookie of the Year or maybe Angel Reese will get it, but Caitlin is well deserving. She set the league with scoring records, points, rebounds, assists. She's got one drawback though, and I think what that is. She commits a lot of turnovers, but other than that, she's been a great asset to the league. But that's probably also why that sometimes she's lost a couple of games because of those turnovers, which in the beginning of the season were murder, and I mean murder. Look, if you know what I mean, right? Yeah. But other than that, it's been a great year of the WNBA, and I'm looking forward to the postseason, which begins tomorrow. Which reminds me, I happen to have the schedule with me right over here, and it goes like this. All right, all matchups start up tomorrow. Tomorrow, by the way, it's 8 teams out of the 12 that make the playoffs. So I'm gonna run down the 8 teams that are in. And by the way, this is I think it's a 2 out of 3 series, Betty, or is it 3 of 5? 2 out of 3. Okay. All right. 3 of 5 is next. Okay. Hold it. Let me read the stuff first before I make predictions. Okay. First up, the Atlanta Nightmare, which was the nightmare of the season despite making the playoffs, takes on the New York Liberty. That's a 1 o'clock game on ESPN. At 3 o'clock, at 3 o'clock, Indiana Feverweight, Caitlin Clark against the Connecticut Sun. That could be a good matchup there too. 5 o'clock, the Phoenix Mercury take on the Minnesota Lynx. And at 10 o'clock, late game, Seattle Storm versus the two-time defending champion Vegas Aces. All right, Betty. So, who do you like in the first matchup between the Atlanta Dream and the New York Liberty? I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. Steve, Steve Davidson. Thank you. Oh, good. She's here. Steve Kent. First match. Right. Mike. Dana. Diane. Oh, here it comes. I thought she was gonna go the. I thought she was gonna. I thought she was gonna do it. Go ahead, Di. Get out of your system. Thank you. I was waiting. I was waiting for that. Well, as it once said by a famous American, "Give me liberty or give me death." So I'm going with liberty. Yes. Okay. Next matchup: Indiana Fever versus the Connecticut Sun. Eddie. Hmm. Well, it's a little bit rough too. Right. Steve Davidson. Hmm. Steve Kent. Uh, okay. Okay. Mike. Dana. And Diane. Well, I I think I gotta go against the grain. I'm gonna go with Steve Kent on this one. I'm gonna say Connecticut. Connecticut's been strong all year. You know, India has struggled at times. You know, thanks to the foul shooting and whatnot, and has lost a lot of close games at that. I mean, I gotta agree with Steve on this. I think India's gonna have an early exit. As much as I think Caitlin's terrific, I think Connecticut's gonna have more weapons. So I'm gonna go with the minority here. Sorry, Caitlin. All right. The Mercury versus the Lynx. How do you go ahead? The Lynx. Steve Davidson. Okay. Steve Kent. Right. Mike. All right. What's the get here? Dana. Uh, Diane. I've got to go with Minnesota too. You guys wrote your own jokes this week. Okay. And finally, the Seattle Storm against the two-time defending champion Vegas Aces. Although they didn't really play like a three-time champ, I don't know about this one. All right, honey. Okay, Steve Davidson, Steve Kent, Mike. Boy, you guys must have something I don't know. Okay, so far, Dana, Diane. I guess I'm the only one here that's not going with it. I'm going Seattle. I don't feel so confident about the Aces winning three in a row. I think they'll make it to the next round, no question, but I don't think they have enough to go all the way this year. So, but a second thought, no, because I said they were going to make it. They don't seem to be as strong to me as they have been the past couple of years. So I don't see them making it. I mean, maybe they'll make a third game out of it in this series, but I don't see them winning it. So I'm going to go against the grain here and go with Seattle. Hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's all I can say. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I probably will be, but we'll see what happens. So it all starts tomorrow. I was checking the schedule, see when it was going to start. I thought it was going to start today for some reason, but no, it's going to start tomorrow. So I'll be looking forward to it. I'll be checking out between that and the NFL games. Yeah, could be an ace in the hole too. Yeah, I'm glad you did, Betty. All right, so we got. I hope I don't. Yes. Yeah. But hey, Betty, come on, Betty discovered me, so I owe her a great deal. Yep. March 12th. Yeah. The Chicago Sky is a disaster. Oof. That team went nowhere. Go ahead, Betty. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. 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 I mean, it was a very bad season. They needed a win to get to the playoffs, and they didn't make it. I'm not surprised though. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right about that. But I mean, because the Chicago Sky did absolutely almost nothing this year, and the Atlanta Dream was lucky that they made the playoffs with their anemic record. I think it was 8-32. Ugh, weak, weak, weak. Yeah, yeah. I heard Portland. Yep. There's going to be three new teams within the next 3 years. That's going to be great growth for the league. You know. Yeah. Uh huh. The the Valkyries, right? I keep saying it's Valkyrie. Well, I keep saying Valkyrie because that was based on an old video game from the '80s. So I adapted the name Valkyrie instead of Valkyrie. You know. Yeah. So yeah. Mm, right. Yeah. Cleveland. Yeah. There should be more in the Midwest. Hang on a second. Yeah. Yeah. Midwest is a little bit weak on that. They don't even have a hockey team where well you know in the area, so they can use a WNBA team as well. Yeah. Well, look, expansion is growing up to 16 teams. I mean, I remember when the league started with only what, 8 teams, right? If I'm not mistaken. Eight. Yep. 8 teams. 25 years ago. Yep. WNBA die. I remember who I remember who was in the finals in the first year. Liberty versus the Sparks, and the Sparks went on to win 2 titles. But Betty, do you remember game 2 of that final? I do. LA goes up. LA goes up by 2. New York needed 3 in the worst way. They needed 3. They had to go the other ends of the court, and Teresa Witherspoon hit a bomb with no time left on the clock, and it's like the whole. I mean, the LA Sparks were stunned. New York was going crazy. Even the broadcast were going crazy. She put it. I don't believe it. I saw it. Like I didn't believe it myself. I was like, what? I was like, what? Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Even you? Understandable. Okay. Well, we're going to discuss more WNBA in a little while. I want to catch up on some of the other news because, as most of us baseball fans know, that's coming down at the end of the season, and the divisions and races are getting heated up, and some have already clinched. For example, the Philadelphia Phillies clinched a playoff berth last night for the third straight season after beating up on some team from New York that rhymes with Pets. Lost 12-2. Sorry. Sorry. Oh boy. I know. I'm so bad. Okay, interesting note here that this is the third time in team history that the Phillies have secured a play per three straight seasons. Because we also know how bad they've been over their existence. I mean, they were the first team ever to lose 10,000 games. Yuck. It's true. So the glass of champagne around my manager Rob Thomas. No, not that Rob Thomas died. Forget it. Uh, chose his team after the win, but he said, "Hey, we still got a lot of work to do. It's business as usual." With bigger goals still looming, uh, well, the skipper who still took a moment to thank his team for a job well done. It's very difficult to get to this point. There are a lot of good teams out there. You have to overcome obstacles such as travel or injuries or anything else like that, and that's just what the team has done. So this is just now, of course, the first step, in clinching, of course, towards the World Series because now you got to play. I don't think he'll play in the wild card round. I think he got that wrapped up. So next will be the division round, and that'll begin first week of October. Philly's looking pretty good. In fact, what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the standings here. I know we do this at the beginning of the month, but hey, it's just a week away from the end of the regular season. 8 days actually. So to give you an example of where we are, and hopefully they're going to have the wild card standings here, or else I'm a dead duck. Okay. So right now the Yankees have clinched. Sorry guys, 90-64. They'll Baltimore. They have a slight chance of maybe overtaking us for the division, but I don't think so. Oh, wild card. Okay, wild card. Here we go. So in the American League, Orioles lead that by one game. No, sorry, 5 games over the Royals, and the Twins are 81-73. Tigers and Mariners have a slight chance, but I kind of doubt. If anything, I think the Twins might sink in. I think the Tigers just won't have enough. Taylor's going to kill me. Okay, to the National League. San Diego leads the D-backs by 3. I think it's actually 2. Next up is the Mets, 85-69. But it's going to be a little bit difficult. I mean, they lost the Phillies last night. Now, the next 9 games, 8 games, I should say, it doesn't look so hot because you got 2 more games against the Phillies, which um, have a hard time beating. Then the last 6 are on the road between the Braves, which almost have they've struggled against the Braves out there, and the Brewers. So if they don't win, I think half of these last 8 games, I don't think they're going to make it. Atlanta's right behind them. They're 2 games back, but like I said, next week they have a 3-game series against each other, and this is going to make or break one of these teams right there. So it's a tight race between the Padres, D-backs, Mets, and Braves. This is gonna be a tough week, guys. You got to watch every scoreboard watching there. I know the teams are going to be watching the scoreboard as they do this time of year. This is going to be one week to pay attention very carefully. Mike, I know you're a Mets. I know, yeah. Well, depending on what happens with the next weekend when they play the Mets, so a lot can happen between now and say next Wednesday or Thursday when the series is done. Mike, your thoughts with, even without Juan Soto? How about that? Yeah, you kind of remember Han Solo. Yeah. All right, Bob. All right, Mike, your thoughts with the Mets? That's not a factor. Well, Mike, Mike, let me ask you: can they do this without Lindor? Can they win it without Lindor? You think they'll still make it without him? I don't know. We'll see. All right, Diane, your thoughts. All right. Anyone else? Yeah. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Yep. Hmm. Yeah, but I think Boston's out. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's a little late for that, Di, I think. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, but I think it might be a little bit late since the last week. Well, we'll see how much. But they did call up Ron Coons Jr.'s brother, who was actually pretty good. All right, Betty, any thoughts? Okay, all right, that's all right. Yeah. But I thought, yeah, but you're a Guardians fan. I still can't get used to that name. I'm sorry. I still can't get used to it. Guardians. No. Mm, right. All right. Well, we had history this week in the major leagues. I think we all know that is. Show Me the Money Otani made history on Thursday by becoming the first player to have 50 home runs and 50 steals in a season. If that's not enough, wait till you hear this. Then it went to 51 and 51, and last night 52 steals and 52 home runs in the same season. And it was a steal against the Rockies. That's right, people. He just keeps on going. It's like a Timex watch. Um, oh boy. After he faced Rockies pitcher, yeah, Kyler Freeloader, Freeland. Oh, that too, yeah. So after facing Rockies pitcher Kyle Freeland in the fifth, sorry, Otani took a full count, then took a pitch deep to center field and traveled 423 feet for the home run, which I think hit my backyard this morning. And then 2 innings later, Otani got on base and stole second on the first pitch to Mookie Betts. This was the 14th time this season that he had stolen a base and hit a home run in the same game. The last to do that was good old Ricky Henderson, who had 13 in 1986. Some of you might be too young to remember him. I remember him. And the Dodgers won 6-4. Otani is now one home run short of the for the season of Aaron Judge. He has 9 for 10. He had four home runs, two doubles, three steals, and 6 runs. Most of that production came Thursday against the Marlins, where Otani hit the 50-50 mark on Thursday with one of the greatest offensive performances in MLB history. He hit he had three home runs on Thursday before the 50. He had 49, 50, and 51 in the same game. Stole his 50th and 51st base in the same game. That's not enough. He also was the first to hit a three home run and steal two bases in the same game. Now, that's something that just for the history books. The only downside that was on the road and not at home, but the crowd still gave him a standing ovation anyway. And Otani said, "Thanks." At the time of this report, the Dodgers clinched the playoff and hold to a four-game lead over the Padres with now 8 games left. So that's was in there this morning. Otani has really shaped up the Dodgers. You know, after being on so many losing seasons with the Angels, I mean, he has really given his career boost, and the Dodgers look to be primary for the playoffs. But as someone told me, that tells me every week, who is the only team that can beat the Dodgers? Simple, the Dodgers themselves. So, what is it going to look like for the Dodgers going to the postseason? Benny, I'll start that with you. What are the Dodgers' chances of getting past the division and maybe making it to the World Series? All right, Steve Davidson. Good, she's going. Steve Kent. Yeah, Yamamoto. Mhm. Yes. Mm, yes. Right. Yeah, I think you're right. Yes. Right. Yes. I'll say. Oh yeah. Yeah. Who do you have it up against? Who do you have it against, Steve? Mhm. Ooh. Uh, uh, that's what I was thinking too. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think the Astros are gonna make it's gonna be I think it's gonna come down to the Orioles and the Yankees, which has been all year, which does not surprise me whatsoever. I had that set from the beginning of the season, and it still holds today. Oh, by the way, speaking of Juan Soto, he got a scare um, on Thursday while I was watching the game. Um, the star outfielder banged his left knee while sliding into the short wall in foul territory for a highlight catch, which you guys see to believe. And what a catch it was! He slid into foul territory right down right field line in the seventh inning. Lost to the Mariners after a lengthy visit from manager Aaron Boone, athletic trainers, his teammates, and his teammates. Sato remained out of the game and shook out his left leg. The play was ruled a foul ball, but it was overturned to a catch on the replay. If you see it, you'll know exactly what I mean. Wow. I was really worried, said Sato. I went straight to the concrete, which can hurt, and then threw a ball. I just felt pain in my kneecap, definitely with the time the pain had gotten started going down and feeling better, but it certainly felt scary. Kind of like when Jeter drove into the stands in that game back in 2004. That don't win. I think sliding the way he did served him well. Boone said, my biggest fear was that he might have twisted something, and I think it preserved him a lot. And for right now, he seems okay. So yeah, he does, but that was a little bit of a scary moment right there. I'm glad he's all right, but yeah, because I was wondering what happened. Like, did he catch the ball? Is he hurt? Like, wow, what a dynamite catch that was. Thankfully, he wasn't seriously injured. No, not really. Yeah, right. Yes, like an armored car. Alan's here. Alan, how are you? All right. Got any thoughts on baseball with the division races heating up down to the last week of the season? Yeah. Uh, sure. Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. Actually, but I had some I had some news on the Gargoyles. I mean Guardians. Oh boy, as they clinched a playoff spot on Friday with win over the Twins. With Ramirez on second as the automatic runner, Twins reliever Caleb Thibar struck out Josh Naylor, and the Twins locked Lane Thomas intentionally to face Jim Ramirez, who had 3 hits. The Guardian second baseman then hit a 3-2 pitch to right center, to right, and Ramirez scored easily. There's more. The All Star, all the excuse me, ragweed season. Okay. As for the All Star third baseman, went to third. The Guardians dugout went to celebration mode for their 42nd comeback win of the year. The Guardians are the second team to qualify for the American League playoffs as they join the Yankees, who clinched on Thursday. So that should be a matchup right there. Yeah. We don't have of course, the seedings yet for the playoffs. That will probably come towards next week by the same time. At least I'm hoping that way. But right now, the Yankees seem to be a lock. Dodgers are a lock, and we'll take it from there. Yeah. So congratulations to those of you who did make the playoffs and keep fighting for your division spots. Uh, Mets, Braves, and Padres. Okay, so move on to other areas now. Okay, so oh, did you want to say something, Betty? Okay, I thought someone was trying to say something. What's that? Yeah, I heard. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I checked. Okay, so here's the NBA for a second. Right. Well, moving on to NBA now. Sorry, New Jersey, but we're not getting the Sixers after all. Well, then again, it really doesn't matter because it's more towards Pennsylvania anyway than New Jersey. The Sixers in the city of brotherly love, known as Philadelphia, have appeared to taking a step forward in the plans for a new arena in Center City where the Sixers play. After considering the move across river to Camden, it now appears the Sixers are going to stay put. Philadelphia Mayor Cheryl Parker told Twitter, now known as X, announced the agreement between her administration and the Sixers for a new arena in Center City. Her administration has reached an agreement with the Sixers for arena in Center City and will be transmitting the related legislative package to the City Council for its consideration that still needs approval. Of course, there's still work to be done in terms of the deal being approved by the City Council as such, but it's a huge step forward in getting a new deal done. The current lease of the Wells Fargo Arena ends in 2030-31, which is a nice arena, by the way. I've been there. In August, Governor Josh Kerry posted his latest idea for expanding Delaware's apparel and currently building a new stadium for the Sixers in at the Wilmington Riverfront. Yeah, but they want to go all the way to Delaware. Yeah, boy. Carney shared a rendering for a potential arena in what appears to be an underdeveloped area on the east side at the Christina River near the Luxor Apartments. Kind of sounds like a dumping ground. Hmm. The rendering also showed an idyllic image of a completed river front east project, including parks, buildings, and green roofs. Somehow I didn't see it moving to Delaware, but I kind of had a feeling it wasn't going to go to New Jersey. I mean, look, where Camden is, it's only like 5 minutes from Philadelphia anyway, so it really wasn't. It really didn't make much of a difference to me. You know, they might just stay in Philadelphia where they belong. Not that I'm a Sixers fan, but and of course, Philadelphia's had its share of you know in the '70s and the '80s. With Dr. J and all them. And the condition in Philly will continue. Hello, Roger. All right. So I was shot down. Shot down. They're going to stay in Philadelphia. So to put it this way, as we as we Italian Americans say, because we have this, yeah. Well, we Italian Americans have a saying when something like this happens, and I think we all know what that is. I know Diane does. No, it wouldn't. So to put it plainly to all of you out there, forget about it. Get it? Yeah, forget about it. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. I have a caller. I'm not sure who this is. Will you state your name for the record, please, Michigan? How you doing? Okay. You have a question or a comment or anything? Oh, thank you. It's nice to have somebody new come on. Uh, yeah. But do you have any thoughts on your Detroit Tigers for the trying to make the wild card? Uh-oh, here it comes. I think it's about a game and a half. Yeah, right. But yeah, but you still got two teams, over to jump over, and they're kind of like on the outside looking in. Yes, you have to. I'm sure. Well, we still got a week and a half to go. Well, now just about a week. Anything can happen with that so close to it. So hopefully things will change, and Detroit will make it. Of course, you gotta get through the Orioles first. Um, yeah. Speaking of the Sixers, though, they also signed Joel Embiid to a new 3-year deal worth 193 gazillion dollars. According to the Athletic, a verified source publication. Yep, 194. According to ESPN, Embiid. No, that was a joke, guy. It's 193 million in actual figures. According to ESPN, Embiid will decline his $59 million player option, which I think you're nuts, for the 2026-27 season, and will sign the new deal, turning down 59 million. Oh boy. The new deal will give him a player option for the 2028-29 season. I'll be almost 60 by then. Yuck. To put it this way, one at a time, please. Philadelphia is my home. I want to be here for the rest of my career. Embiid wrote on his Instagram back on actually, yeah, Friday. Okay. I love the community and everything you have given me and my family. There's a lot more work to do. You guys deserve a championship, and I think we're on our way to getting one. Yeah, we'll see about that. Embiid was selected third by the Sixers in 2014 and a seven-time All-Star, a two-time scoring champion, and a three-time All-Defensive team, and was first All-NBA team in 2023 to go along with his only MVP title. And of course, to top it all off, he took home gold in the Summer Olympics this summer, and the Sixers have made the postseason the last 6 years. Yeah, Embiid's, of course, a lot of controversy with Embiid. Where was he going to play? Was he going to play for France? Was he going to play for Cameroon? Or was he going to play for us? For the Olympics. There was a lot of controversy about that too. But he said he wanted to play here because that's where his son was born here, and that's where he wanted to keep it. All right, Greg, you want to bring up Pony? Go ahead. Uh, yes. So yeah. Well, right. Yeah. Pretty good. Of course. Uh, I know. Was it weird? Yeah. Hello, hello. I like it. I like it. Thank you. Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, but Greg, the thing is though that they don't know they're not sure how Roy is going to be used. I mean, for the most part, he's going to be in the G League, so he's not going to get a lot of time in the NBA this season. But there will be time he will play with your old dad. But don't expect to be a long, a lot of games because Ronnie, he's not always cracked out to be. I mean, he barely, did well for his first season in USC. I think it's a wrong move to even decide to play this year in the NBA. I think he should have waited at least a year. Alex, Jimmy, unfortunately, yes, yeah, mhm, yeah, nothing. Okay, all right, yeah, yeah, they do. Yeah, right. For the most part, he will. Yeah, you got 1 minute, guys. So I can move on. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Hmm. Oh, yes. Right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. No. Yes. Hmm. Right. No. Exactly. Geely. All right, Diane, your trivia. Oh, stock. Okay, go ahead. Germany. France. Yep. The Euro Cup. Had to be Messi. Uh, yes. Right. Okay. No. Repeat that. 1996. 93. Yes. But did not play until 1996. Yes. Steve, does you have anything for UFC or Steve? All right, Steve, does you have anything for UFC? Oh, wow. Ugly. All right, we got a lot of people here, so why don't we do our football picks now? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we got a lot of people here, so I want to get my football predictions ready. So you guys ready? All right. All right. Now, I just want to make a note for our new caller here. Now, Rich, being that most of the games are already being played or have been played already, we jump ahead to the week ahead when we do the college. So just to give you a heads up on that, because you're probably thinking, why is he doing next week already? Obvious reasons. Okay, so we'll start off with Friday, the 27th, number 8, Miami versus Virginia Tech. Steve, go ahead. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. Richard. All right. Okay. Dana. Betty. Virginia Tech. Okay. Mike. Was that? Is your Diane? Miami. Okay. Roger. All right. Jimmy. Of course. What was I thinking? Greg. Alex. I'm going Miami too. All right. Uh, I'm gonna save this game for later because I do the top 25 first. All right. Number one. This now Saturday's games. Number one, Texas versus Mississippi State. Steve Davidson. Steve Kent. Oh yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Betty. All right. I'll say it again. Texas, Mississippi State. Smart. Okay. Who else? All right. Mike, Diane, Roger, Richard, Richard, are you there? Okay. Yeah, speak up, guys. Greg, Jimmy, Jimmy, and Alex. Texas it is. Okay. Number three, the. Okay, Dana. Dana, go ahead. Okay, good. So Texas it is. Number three, the Ohio State versus Michigan State. Steve Davidson. All right. I better go in order. All right. Betty, of course. All right. Dana, Mike, Steve Kent, Diane. Takes my line again. Okay. Roger, Richard, Greg, Jimmy, Alex. Okay, it's unanimous. All right. Uh, Oregon versus UCLA, and UCLA is playing Michigan right now. All right, Steve, who do you got? Betty, Dana, Mike, Roger. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Steve Kent. Right. Well, no, well. It's been well. Right now we're on Oregon and UCLA though, Steve. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now I was just making comment on this game right here, right now. But okay. Sorry for the confusion. Diane, Roger, Richard. Well, shock. Greg, Jimmy, and Alex. Well, I'm gonna be all quacked up about it and go with the Ducks. Okay. Oh boy. Yes, I wrote that. All right. Ooh, this could be a good game here, folks. Penn State at number 10 versus Illinois. All right. Steve Davidson. All right. Betty. Thank you. Dana. Mike. Steve Kent. Diane. Roger. Richard. Sorry. Greg. Jimmy. And Alex. Penn State it is. Okay. Ooh, another good game here. Well, not that good. USC versus Wisconsin. Fairly good, but All right, Steve Davidson. Say it again. Okay, Betty. All right. Dana, Mike, Steve Kent. Okay, Diane, Roger, Richard. Okay, they just listening in. All right, Greg, Jimmy, Alex. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna go with USC. I'm gonna go with USC as well. Okay, Oklahoma State versus Kansas State. Another good matchup. Steve Davidson, Betty, Dana, Mike, Steve Kent. Sound like me with the Bears. Diane, Roger, Greg, Jimmy, and Alex. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go Kansas State though. All right. Oklahoma versus Auburn. Steve Davidson, Betty, hmm, Dana. All right, Mike, Steve Kent. Yeah, true. Dana, Diane, Roger, Greg, Jimmy, and Alex. I'm going the Sooners myself. Okay. All right. Okay. Iowa State, Houston, Steve Davidson, Benny, Dana. Well, it's Iowa State, but I'll take it. All right. Iowa State, yes, because they're two different schools. Mike, Steve Kent, Diane, Roger, Rich, are you still there? Hmm. Okay, he's out. Greg, Jimmy, and Alex. Iowa State it is. All right. Texas A&M versus Arkansas. Steve Davidson. Okay. Benny, Dana. Okay, I like that. Mike, Steve Kent, Arkansas. Diane, Roger, Greg, Greg. I'm gonna go. Jimmy, Alex. I'm going. I'm going Texas A&M. All right, moving on. Where are we? Okay, that's nothing. That's nothing. Okay, Ole Miss versus Kentucky. Steve Davidson. Betty. Dana. Uh-huh. Mike. Mike. Steve Kent. Diane. Roger. Greg. Jimmy. Alex. If this was basketball, I would take Kentucky, but this is football. I'm gonna go with Ole Miss. Right. Okay. Nebraska versus yeah. Nebraska takes on Purdue. Steve Davidson. Betty. Dana. Mike. Steve Kent. Diane. Roger. Greg. Jimmy. And so am I. Northern Illinois, NC State. Don't knock on. Okay, Steve. Okay, Betty. All right, Dana. Remember, guys, Northern Illinois because Illinois and that are two different teams. All right, Mike. All right, Steve Kent. Northern Illinois was playing NC State, which got trounced today. Yuck. All right, that game was horrible. Uh, Diane. Roger. Greg. Jimmy. And Alex. Okay, yeah, because NC State played a horrible game today. Wow. Yeah. Ooh, here's a good game. Notre Dame versus Louisville. All right. D. Davidson. Denny. Dana. They're magically delicious. Okay. No. Mike. Help. Yeah. You see as we go off the script, people? Steve Kent. Dana. Diane. Roger. Roger. Greg. All right. True. Yes. Jimmy. And Alex. Yes. Yes. Notre Dame it is, though. All right. Oh yeah, Clemson. Oh boy, against Stanford. Steve Davidson. Okay, Betty. Dana. I think she said Clemson. Okay. All right. Mike. Steve Kent. Diane. Roger. Greg. Good point. Good point. Jimmy and Alex. Okay. Ooh, this could be the game of the week here, guys. Right here. Listen carefully. Number 2, Georgia versus Alabama. The Crimson Tide. Number 4. Steve, I know you're going to take, but you got to say it anyway. Benny. Dana. Mike. Diane. Uh-huh. Steve Kent. Roger. Greg. Jimmy. Alex. So am I. Although this is going to be a very tight knit game. I guarantee that. Better be. Right. All right. Number 16, LSU versus South Alabama. I think it's a given. I think it's going to be LSU, right, guys? All together, all together. Say the count of three. One, two, three. You're better this week. Good. All right. Finally, in the top 25, Utah versus Arizona. Steve, Benny, Dana. Okay. Mike, Steve Kent, Diane, Roger, Greg. I'll come back to you. Jimmy, and Alex. I'm gonna go out Utah. Well, and we have one more, even though it's not in the top 25, but it's a local game as far as I'm concerned. Rutgers, Virginia Tech on Friday. I'm gonna start my local crew first here, so hold on. Mike, thank you. Diane, Roger, Greg. They'll take Rutgers. Jimmy, Alex. Okay, now for the rest of the group. Uh, C. Davidson, Betty, Dana, and Steve Kent. Great, unanimous. Thank you. Oh wow. All right, on to the NFL. Okay, we're doing good on time here. Thank goodness. All right. We'll start with Thursday's matchup. All right. I took the. All right. Was there anyone here besides me who did not take the Jets? Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Uh, right. Yeah, but remember one thing, guys. This is not Tom Brady's New England team anymore. So we got to factor in that. Word. That word. Yuck. All right. So on to this week's game. The rest of the games. All right. Giants, Browns. Benny. Yes. Oh, that's right. You're not a Browns fan. I forgot. Steve Davidson. Steve Davidson. Yeah. I figured since it's your home state, Betty, All right. Right. All right. Dana. The Giants. All right. Uh, Mike, do I have to ask? Steve Kent. Diane. Roger. Jimmy. Alex. Browns it is. All right. Packers, Titans. Steve Kent. Steve Davidson. You said Packers? Betty? All right. Uh, Dana. Mike. Steve Kent. Right. Yes. Diane. All right. Um, Roger. Jimmy. Alex? So am I. I'm running with the pack. All right. Bears, Colts. Steve Davidson. Betty. Dana. Mike. Steve Kent. Diane. Roger. Jimmy. Alex. You're right, Rogers. Like everybody else. Colts. You're right. All right. Texans, Vikings. Steve Davidson. All right. Betty. Okay. Dana. Okay. Mike. Steve Kent. Diane. Roger. Jimmy. Alex. I'm gonna go Vikings. All right. Eagles, Saints. Jimmy. Of course. Steve Davidson. Betty. Dana. Mike. Mike. Okay. Okay. Good. All right. Steve Kent. Dana. Diane. Roger. And Alex. Eagles. It is. Right. Eagles it is. Okay. Chargers, Steelers. Steve Davidson. Benny, I know it. All right. Dana, Mike, Steve Kent, Diane, Roger, Jimmy, Alex. I'm gonna go Steelers. Broncos, Bucks. Steve Davidson. All right. Betty, Dana. Aha. I got it. Mike, I would take $200, but okay. Steve Kent, uh, Diane, Roger. Okay. Uh, Jimmy, Alex. Right. Okay. The Broncos, Bucks. Okay, this should be a laugher. Panthers, Raiders. Steve Davidson. Benny, Dana. Oh, I get it. Okay. Raider, I get it. Oh boy. Mike. Okay. Oh, Raider refrigerator. All right. Steve Kent. Diane. Roger. Jimmy. Alex. Rares it is. Okay. Dolphins versus Seahawks. Uh, Jimmy. Oh, okay. Steve Kent. Right. Steve Davidson. Right. All right. Benny. Dana. Right. Diane. Roger. And Alex. Mike. I'm actually going. I'm gonna go with Seattle. Actually, yeah, might be a better selection here. Okay, moving on. Ravens, Cowboys. Steve Davidson. Okay, Betty. Right. Dana. Okay. Mike. Steve Kent. Thank you. Diane. All right. Roger. Hmm. Jimmy and Alex. I'm going Cowboys too. 49ers, Rams. Steve Davidson. Benny. Mm. Dana. Mike. Steve Kent. No, that's the problem. That's the problem. Diane. Roger. Jimmy. Alex. Okay. I'm gonna go with the Rams. 49ers get too many injuries right now. Lions, Cardinals. Steve Davidson. Right. Betty. Dana. Of course. Jake. Mike. Okay. Steve Kent. All right. Diane. Oh, good. Roger. Jimmy. And Alex. Well, actually, I think Diane was doing a Katy Perry impersonation because she was going to hear him roar. Okay. Next. All right. Chiefs versus the Dirty Birds. Steve Davidson. Somebody had to do that. Betty. Mike. No, I'm sorry. Dana. All right. Mike. Steve Kent. All right. Diane. Diane. Right. Roger. Jimmy. Alex. Yeah, I'm going. I'm going Chiefs. All right. Monday, a doubleheader here. All right. Jacksonville versus, well, I should say the Jaguars versus the Bills. Uh, all right, Diane, go ahead. Of course. Of course, that's what I want to do you first. Steve Davidson. Betty. Dana. Mike. Okay. Steve Kent. Roger. Jimmy. Alex. So am I. And then finally, Commanders versus the Bengals. Steve Davidson. Mm, okay. Dana. Betty. Okay. Uh, Mike. Steve Kent. Yeah, right, right. Diane. Roger. Jimmy, Alex. I'm gonna go with yeah, I'm gonna go with the Commanders though. So let's put this way for the Bengals. It could be just another manic Monday. Okay, moving on. I gotta work on the jokes. Sorry. Yeah. All right. With the hockey season now coming up, the preseason's already starting. They started today. So quickly, why don't we go over the divisions? All right. So in the Central Division, we have, I'm sorry, the Atlantic Division, we have the Bruins, the Sabres, the Red Wings, the Panthers, the Habs, Senators, Lightning, and Leafs. See, Davidson, we'll start that with you. Who do you got? Benny, Dana, Mike. Wow. Okay. Steve Kent. Whoa. I am surprised. Diane. Okay. Roger. Okay. Jimmy and Alex. I'm going Red Wings. I'm going Red Wings. All right. Metro. I'm sorry. Is the yeah, Metro. Okay. Hurricanes, Blue Jackets, Devils, Islanders, Rangers, Friars, Flyers, Penguins, and Capitals. All right. I'll start with the local crew first. Diane, of course. Mike, Roger. Ooh, Jimmy, of course. Steve Davidson. Steve Davidson, of course. Betty, Dana. Oh, kind of surprising. I thought you were going to say Capitals. Um, of course. Right. Uh, Steve Kent. Roger. Yeah, we got some smart people in the crowd. Rangers it is. Right. Alex. Yes. Right. I know. Okay, moving on. The Central, the Blackhawks, Avalanche, Stars, Wild, Yahoos, St. Louis Blues, Utah, whatever their name is now, and the Jets. Steve Davidson. Okay. I know somebody hates that team. Betty. Okay. Dana. Mike. Steve Kent. Yes. Diane. Roger. Jimmy. And Alex. I think Steve made a point. I think he's right. So I think Avalanche will do it. And finally, the Ducks, the Flames, Oilers, Kings, Sharks, Kraken, Canucks, Knights. Steve Davidson. Betty, Dana, Mike. Okay. Uh, Steve Kent, Diane, Roger. The LA Kings. All right. Jimmy and Alex. So am I. You can't go wrong, Mc. You can't go wrong, McDavid. All right. So back to back to other news. All right. Did you hear about this one with Caitlin Clark? Of course, she's taking the world by storm on the basketball court, but she also tried her hands at another adventure as she was doing calling a baseball game this past week. That's right, between the Brewers and the Phillies. Why didn't I know about this earlier? I would love to see it happen. She claimed, Clark claims that she'd be a good commentator and tried to prove it in the fourth inning with the commentary. While Clark does have the voice for the booth and the terminology down, we just don't know how many times we heard this brings something to the plate. Was Garrett Mitchell and might have been the second batter. I'm not sure during MLB telecast. By the end, Clark just lost it as she was laughing to the bed. She still decided to pitch the Phillies on some off-season work on the comments made by her teammate's video. Clark finished her rookie season on Thursday with numbers that will leave a mark in the record books. In her 40 games, she had the single season record and single game records for assists, second most three pointers in league history, and the rookie record for points, assists, and the only rookie with a triple double. Beyond that, Clark has been a draw for the league on a level rarely seen in the sports world. Basically, every WNBA broadcast partner set records this season, all by Clark's games, while the Fever sparks sales and attendance, jerseys sold, and all points in general. So now she's trying to make, I guess she's trying to make a second career move, but her career is done with the NBA. WNBA, she'll try to be a baseball broadcaster. Well, good luck. And good luck in the playoffs, Caitlin. And no surprise that Thursday was the most attendance game in league history. What a shock. On the other side, that Taisha Harris scored 15 points and Johnny Carrington scored 12 points and 12 rebounds as the Sun beat up on the Sky on Thursday night, 87-54. Now you see why the Sky didn't make it. Yeah. With the win in the regular season finale, the Sun 20-12 locked up the third seed and will play the Fever tomorrow. The loss eliminated the Sky from playoff contention, which doesn't even deserve it at 13-27 to qualify for the playoffs as the 8th seed. The Sky needed to beat the Sun, and the Dream and Mystics needed to lose as well. Chicago was 0-4 against the Suns this season. Dana Evans scored 14 points for the Sky. Isabella Harris scored 13, and Kayla Davis scored 12. It would turn to be a rout as the Sun just crushed the Sky. Well, your miserable season is over. Yuck. And Tina Charles, yeah, Tina Charles and the Atlanta Dream are headed to the postseason. They clinched the spot by beating my New York Liberty on Thursday, 70-67, to earn the 8th and final playoff spot. Well, it's all locked up for the Liberty anyway, so no big loss. Uh, the postseason begins tomorrow with both teams facing off, but they'll face each other on Tuesday in New York. We came here with our bags packed, said Charles. We knew we had to take care of business. Charles had a record night to lift the team to the postseason for the second straight year. She finished with 10 points and 10 rebounds, breaking league records for both career rebounds and double doubles. The Liberty swept the Dream in last season's playoffs, but then again, the Dream didn't have Tina Charles yet. Ryan Howard and Naz Hamilton each scored 13 points to lead the Dream to victory. Atlanta came on the game knowing they could clinch a playoff spot with the win. Yeah, the Liberty had nothing. Yeah, but Liberty had nothing to play for, so that was that. They had the top seed all locked up anyway. So win or lose, it didn't really matter to them anyway. But I'm still hoping they can finally win a championship. They're one of the original league teams, and they still have yet to win a championship. Exactly. I hope you're right, Steve. I hope you're right, Mike. Yeah. Okay. Joe Mixon is doubtful as the tech on the Texans injury report after missing 3 straight days with an ankle injury. Mixon suffered the injury last Sunday with the win over the Bears in a controversial fashion. Injured on what was perceived as a drop tackle by linebacker T.J. Edwards. The play was banned in the offseason as the defines as a tackle uh, thusly. Mixon left the game following the tackle, but officials did not call the penalty on the time given, nor was the league warned. Were fined Edwards during the podcast this week. That led Mixon criticized on league officials to social media, saying it's time to either put up or shut up. Mm-hmm. The NFL issued fines to players on hip drop tackles the first 2 weeks of the season. Giants cornerback Adoree Jackson and linebacker Darius Masu were fined for such tackles, but not penalized in week one against the Vikings. I wonder why. Mixon had 9 carries for 25 yards and 3 receptions, another 25 on last week's win. However, the season opener, Mixon ran for 159 yards with 1 touchdown on 30 carries, with 19 yards on 3 carries. Houston will be thin at the running back in week 3 if Mixon cannot play. Backup Damian Pierce is listed as out of the injury report with a hamstring issue. That leaves Cam Akers and Dare Ogable as the only running backs on the roster. Not good. Not good. And quarterback for the Saints, Derek Carr, was fined for his celebration of his imitation of Michael Jackson. Because it was bad, really, really bad. Oh no. Had Carr sunk the ball in for the 1 yard line touchdown in the third quarter as the Saints went over the Cowboys. He did a dance move by Jackson that involved doing was kind of like an obscene gesture. This is kind of like the egregious sign of the week here. Um, while the league did relax some rules on touchdown celebrations from 2017, the current rule book states that a player can be flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct for an act that is sexually suggestive or rather offensive. With fines for week 2, there have not made public yet. A first-time offense is just about 14,000. Carr was not flagged for the celebration. Carr made a promise to his family that he would do a Michael Jackson celebration dance if he scored a touchdown, and his brothers agree. Like, dude, you gotta do it. When you score a touchdown, do it. Unfortunately, it didn't go well with the NFL officials, so that was a problem right there. Yeah, I like that for the family. Come on, you can't go wrong with that. Yeah, and oh yeah, Urias from the Dodgers. Oh boy, what can I say about him? He's just forget it. I mean, that's just a joke in itself. Urias. Yeah, I thought I had something else here that I wanted to take care of because there was another sad story of the week. But I think I have my pick for the worst story of the week for next week. Congratulations to the Brewers too. They clinched the Central Division for the third time in the last 4 years. Yeah, yeah, they're coming along strong too. Mm. Tua is on the injured reserve list with a concussion that he suffered against the Bills last Thursday. It is not clear how long Tua will be out for, but he'll miss at least the next 4 games. But I got news for you. I think it's time for him to go. I mean, he's had 3 in the last 4 years. I really don't think he should um, even. I think he should consider retiring. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. 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 No, you don't. Yeah, and then yeah. Okay, I gotta wrap this up, guys. So, hold on. Diane, good news for you and Mike. Restricted free agent Dawson Mercer signed a 3-year contract with the Devils for 12 million. Multiple outlets reported today. He was selected 18th in the 2020 draft as proving it durable. He played all 82 games over the last 3 seasons and has 64 goals and 67 assists. So he continues to be a good asset for the team. So you're gonna get some. You got one of your good players back. Yeah, I knew you liked that. Canelo Alvarez wins off in a unanimous victory, 117 to 110, and two scores of 118 to 109 as he beat as he had his big advantage over Edgar Bulgara last Saturday. I had to throw that in. Yeah, I just had to throw it in because I always like to put in a boxing match. I was just throwing some boxing. Okay, I got about a few minutes left. I want to thank everyone for coming in. Betty, it's nice to have you back. I hope you come back more often. Rich, if you do decide to come back, please do, because I always like having new people here and giving their input. It's always nice to have, yeah. Because next week we'll discuss the NBA schedule. Yeah. Okay, I know. 1985, Michael Spinks beats Larry Holmes in 15 rounds, become the heavyweight championship of the world. 1985, the Jets beat the Dolphins 51-45 in overtime with a record passing of 884 yards in 1986. I remember that very well. Mike Tyson smashes TV camera outside his Burnsville, New Jersey home in 1988. What a shame. Oh, boy. Uh, Oakland's Bob Welch becomes the first 25 game winner in 10 years. USA basketball has a dream team in the 1992 Olympics in 1991. Mike Piazza is second to hit a home run at Dodger Stadium. And Cecil Fielder hits his 300 home run in 1997. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up because we got a split. Because we got Rasal coming up, and you don't want to be late for his show, of course. So next week, same time, same station, of course. And like I said, we'll discuss the NBA with the NBA teams, of course, and maybe we'll try to see if we have anything for baseball with the matchups since we'll be on the eve of the end of the regular season. So, like I said, I want to thank everyone for coming in, Rich as well. Um, and I hope to see you all again next week. It was a great show, and I hope we can continue. For the rest of the season. So I'll bid you adieu and good night and have a good week. Good night.